But they say behind every successful man, there's a beautiful woman. I'd like to recognize a beautiful woman, Mary Lou. Please stand, take a bow. Mary Lou Tyler. Today, Mary Lou sit by the ocean, by the beach, down in Brigantine, in great retirement. Our next person to speak about Jerry Stevens also knows him very, very well, and just this past week, I got an email from him saying that Jerry had passed, and we'd like to have him come up and say a few words about Jerry Stevens. Mike Tiersch.
Some folks have it easy, at least that's how it seems. Reach up and pick an apple, reach up and find a dream. Some travel in the darkness and rest upon the shade. Some wrestle with their demons and face them unafraid. We argue for our better selves, we only ask for more. We take the mirror from the shelf and find the open door. My friend songwriter Darrell Scott wrote that about a decade ago. It seemed to fit Jerry very well. Jerry Stevens was the most important catalyst in my life. He hired me both times. He was program director at WMMR and enabled a career that was better than I could have dreamed it could have been. Everything that's flowed in my life really came out of his decision to hire me. Jerry, as a program director at WMMR, was doing something that couldn't happen anymore. It was a brand new form of this album rock radio thing. And the best thing that can happen for an artist is to work in a field, in a form that's brand new with no history and no rules. We got to do that with album rock radio, and Jerry had the most amazing sense of people who could make that happen, finding the right talent. I was lucky that I came along when I did. Dave Herman had first started the Marconi experiment, and Metro Media decided to make it a full thing and brought Jerry in to make it happen. And he hired Michael Cascuna for that late shift when Dave Herman left, and then when Michael was leaving, he suggested me, and I was brought over to first team music director and then full-time on the air. Can you imagine a format where the talent is given total credit, total freedom to make it happen? No guidelines, there were no rules. We were all the impresarios of the airwaves. And we made it fly in the industry. I was told just on Sunday by a friend who had been a promo guy that WMMR was known as the breaker station. We were breaking albums and artists. And they thought we were the best dance station in the country. And that's Jerry Stevens' creation. It's still there, but it's not really the same innovative radio station. Innovation and creativity, I think, have become kind of dirty words in radio, which I think most of the time is like oral wallpaper hanging there in the air, trying not to engage. But we engaged, and it was a powerful thing, and it was partly the times. He was truly a maverick. I mean, after WMMR, he went on to do the first disco station in the country, WCAU-FM's Fascinating Rhythm. Completely unprecedented and a monster hit. Then he got blown out and sued CBS and beat the bastards. Power to you, Jerry. I kind of take a small little piece of helping make Dean aware of Jerry when he was coming back in '85. He had been working in a little grocery store that he started up at 234 Arch Street, the Mulberry Market. It's still there. It's still a real piece of the community, and that's another unsung achievement of Jerry Stevens. I think I'm the only person I know who has a go-to song for funerals and memorials. It's very short. Free as the wind blows in the mountains high, and strong as the sun glows in the frozen skies, from the green river valleys to the deserts wide and bare, I will live for the pretty and the fair. I've seen the earth earth swell with a touch of spring. And I know the joy that the mockingbird sings as the warm rains wash winter and its sadness from the air. I will live for the pretty and the fair. My dreams are riding on the wings of night, and my senses reeling in the morning light. As my hands reach to touch those who will not forget to care, I will live for the pretty and the fair. I will live for the pretty and the fair. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Michael. And the sad part, of course, is almost over, but it was a celebration of a wonderful life in broadcasting. Our condolences from the broadcast pioneers to the Jerry Stevens family. And now getting to the program that we had scheduled for today is a happy one. And we have a gentleman who will come up and be the MC for the program in just a moment. I would like to mention a shout out to one of the members of the panel. He and I worked for over 40 years in broadcasting, and we had the opportunity and the pleasure of doing Big Five games, doing Temple football, and one of the most outstanding things for the both of us was one time we went to Tokyo, Japan to do a football game. Temple University and Boston College played a regularly scheduled game, but they played it in Korakuen Stadium in Tokyo, Japan. And we had the pleasure of spending 2 weeks over there to enjoy Japan, to enjoy Tokyo, and to enjoy the game itself. But right now, the MC for our activity is another person I want to give a shout out to. Joe, please come on up. And as Joe's coming up, he and I worked together at WCAN years and years ago, but he worked at Channel 6 for many, many years, went to so many different stations all over the country, came back to Philadelphia, and is one of the fine sportscasters in the business. Let's have a nice hand for Joe Pellegrino.
Go, Joe!